Getting your hands on loot is essential to starting a match off right when it comes to Fortnite Battle Royale, and there's a lot of factors that come into play concerning that. Where you land when hopping off the battle bus, how many other players are nearby while you're trying to stock up, and, quite frankly, how lucky you are. While the last factor is completely out of your control, some players have found ways to help tip the odds in their favor. So today we're taking a look at some of these loot strategies with our picks for the top 10 Fortnite looting secrets anyone can do. Starting us off in at number 10, the Superhero Mansion. Let's start off our list with a specific loot spot. Located to the south of Lonely Lodge, you can find the Superhero Mansion along the shore of the map. It's a pretty large building that has a bunch of loot scattered around on the floor. Inside, there's a secret room that you can access when breaking through the floor. And what's stored away inside that secret room? Well, loot, of course. The whole house is typically full of nice surprises, so we highly suggest you give it a once-over before leaving. And make sure that includes checking out its backyard. It's also worth noting that elsewhere on the map there's a supervillain mansion too, which is arguably a little bit more fun to run around in. Up next, number 9, be patient. When you manage to get a kill early on in the game, it's always a good rule of thumb to give it a few moments before you decide to raid the body for loot. Depending on where you are on the map, if the kill was out in the open and you have no cover, it could be a risky move immediately running over. You could very well be skipping your way into someone else's sniper eye line. Remember, firefights can attract a lot of attention, so unless you're inside a building and have some solid cover, you never know who's got their eye on you, waiting for you to be their next kill. Grab that loot, but think responsibly about it. And at number 8, protect yourself and your gear. Riffing off our last number, if you're out in the open, it's always a good idea to build around yourself and your newly found loot if you're going to swap out any gear. You may have just scored yourself that gold scar, but that dude on the roof of the building behind you who's been watching your little firefight has his sights on it too. And trust us, he won't hesitate to shoot you if you've made yourself honorable. And at number 7, Wailing Woods. Moving on to some more landing locations for the next few numbers here. Southwest of Wailing Woods, there's a bunch of shipping containers that contain loot. It's also a location that provides a decent amount of cover, and if you hack away at the shipping containers, you'll also get yourself some steel, although some players have complained in the past that there isn't enough of the building material that you get when you destroy them. Up next at 6, Junk Junction. Junk Junction, which exists at the top northeastern point of the map, tends to be a reliable place for loot. Southeast of its central point, there's several derelict buildings that tend to have some good loot in them. But be warned, you'll need building materials to reach some of these loot chests, so if you're not landing directly on top of one of those buildings, you may find it difficult to navigate. Up next, number 5, Anarchy Acres. Northwest of Anarchy Acres, in between there and Junk Junction, there's a derelict motel that's got a ton of loot in it. Anarchy Acres tends to be a quieter spot on the map, and the nearby area is filled with a lot of barns that often hide loot too. In addition to that, the mineshaft just west of Anarchy Acres has a hidden room that contains a chest, if you can get to it first, that is. And at number 4, be sneaky. On the flip side of being patient, another little trick is to be sneaky. See some people engaging in a firefight? Wait it out in a bush, then take down the winner, who will likely be healing themselves, thinking they're out of harm's way. Another sneaky tactic is to linger around the edges of the storm. For starters, people are likely to be too focused and panicked about getting hit by the storm, meaning you can probably take advantage of that and knock them off, if they're lingering around the edges, taking their loot if you're quick enough, and if you like to live life on the edge. It's also a great way to watch your back, without having to constantly worry about watching your back, because, you know, the storm will have killed anyone behind you. And at number 3, use your ears. Yes, there's a lot of things going on in Fortnite. Sometimes it can be sensory overload, but you should always try to keep your ears open, because that's how you track down loot. Even if you end up landing in an area you're not overly familiar with, or if the storm has driven you to part of the map that you don't often visit, keep your ears open and listening for the musical tingling noise that chests make when you're nearby them. It could help you when it comes to a matter of life or death. A good tip to help with this is to use headphones when you play. You'll be able to hear a lot better, and you'll be able to pick up on gunshots and footsteps much faster. And at number 2, landing is everything. There's a few things you can do when it comes to landing that will give you an advantage. For starters, try to decide where you're going to land before you have to hop out of the battle bus. Having a strategy, even if it's a weak one, is better than having no strategy at all. Aiming for places on the map that have a good ratio between number of people who land there versus amount of loot that is usually a safe bet is also important. We're talking areas like Lucky Landing, Anarchy Acres, Risky Reels, or around the northeast corner of the map. When dropping down, if you spot a weapon nearby, make sure you land next to it. The faster you can arm yourself, the better, especially if someone else has decided to land nearby you. And finally, in at number 1, statistics. Recently, a study was done by author and gamer Ford James, who collected stats from over 1,000 games he played at Fortnite. These stats helped him determine where the best loot spots were that would give him the highest advantage in winning a match. The top 5 places according to his study were Mystery Mansion, which is just south of Lonely Lodge, Rapid Racetrack, Hostile Headquarters, which is northeast northeast of Snobby Shores, Haunted Hills, and Lonely Lodge, in that order. Out of the 38 games that he landed at Mystery Mansion, he finished in the top 3 in solos or duos, 22 times, 15 of those times being wins, all thanks to the loot that he picked up there. Alright, there we have it, friends. Do you have any tips of your own for getting the best loot in Fortnite? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. If you dug this video, please show some love by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. And be sure to take a look at the playlist we currently have flashing on your screen for more Fortnite videos. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one.